I know Sunday Night Football's still going on, but what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL. Let's get what you guys enjoy. It's a Week 2 NFL Sunday recap. Here's the play of the day, and yeah, let's go.
Murray. Running out of time. On the move. Coming back this way. Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Obviously, that was obviously Week 2. It definitely lived up to any hype it had. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. And getting into this recap, I really like what I saw all of Sunday. Of course, today is Monday from what time I'm at. But yeah, guys, let's start out with this recap video with a bang.
From Baltimore, Maryland, CBS Sports presents the National Football League.
Jackson will get the ball over the 25, over the 30. He's got one block and one man to beat. The block is there. Can he get there? An opening kickoff return.
Smythe in motion. Tagovailoa unloads. Broken up. Deflected. Was it picked? Let's see. Oh, fumbled it. Oh! And that's why the review is so big. And the Dolphins come up with the play. Armstead a block. And he's got the receiver. Buckle up. Hold on to your hands. Here comes Waddle. What a block downfield by Ingold. Sherfield a block for Waddle, who knocks in for the touchdown. Duvernay in motion with the shotgun to Jackson on 1st and 10. Oh, and he's got Bateman after the races. Chased by Holland. Chased on the play by Howard. And there he goes. Touchdown. Blocked by Davis. Andrews does get his touchdown. Armstead the block. Going deep and intercepted by Williams. Phillips caught touchdown. It's Marcus DeMarcus Robinson. And 13 and to the end zone. Gesicki touchdown. What a catch. 2. It's Jackson. Oh my gosh, here he goes. He'll sprint. He's being chased by Howard. Looking behind. You can kiss him goodbye.
Best in the business.
Tagovailoa. Here they come with Washington. There he goes. Owe chasing. Touchdown. Craig. Jackson will take it himself with the Davis block, I think. 3rd and 10. Tua going deep. Oh, he's got Hill. He's got Hill. That is 6. Tagovailoa. Blocked by Armstead. Going. He's got him. He's got him. Tyreek Hill. And the Dolphins have come back. Caught for the touchdown. Caught for the touchdown. Waddle. Miami is taking the lead. And Craig. Deep. Downfield. Incomplete. No yellow. Zeros on the clock.
So I hope you guys enjoyed those highlights. It was the best game I've ever seen in a long time, obviously. Like and subscribe though. What's going on, guys? What you guys learn about? Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, the Dolphins won 42-38. Of course, they were down 35-14 in the fourth quarter to the Ravens, but they came back and won. It was an insane game. 2 long touchdowns, 60 yards and 48 yards by Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he had a big game. 2 of those threw 6 touchdowns. Even when he looked bad, you could say he looked more confident than I've seen in any quarterback in a while. That's the best performance I've seen out of a quarterback in a long time. Of course, you can say, yeah, point 2 interceptions, all that. But in terms of overcoming adversity and just all that, Tua had that's the best stat line I've seen in a while. But on film, he looked fantastic. Absolutely perfect. You could say, yeah, but the passes themselves, he didn't have one bad pass the whole game. Like, literally didn't have one bad pass. Yeah, he kind of forced some balls, but he was super confident. If we see Tua like that every week, they're going 17-0. And they got the Bills next week. If you're a Bills fan, just got to remember, this team looks really good right now. But yeah, Tua 36 of 50, 469 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 in the fourth quarter. 2 interceptions, obviously great. They ran the ball somewhat good. Of course, Chase Edmonds had that big run to almost end the game. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill both had 11 catches. Tyreek Hill had 91 yards, 190 for 2 touchdowns. Huge game. Jalen Waddle, 171, and again, 2 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki had a big touchdown as well and 4 catches. I like that for fantasy. Other than that, like, a couple guys made some big catches, but that's real. Those 2 guys, they were money. Defensively for the Dolphins, you got Christian Wilkins. He had 6 big tackles. Overall, defensively, they didn't do anything. Of course, I thought they were going to shut down the Ravens. That just straight up didn't happen. No one played good, being completely honest with you. Xavier Howard couldn't catch up to Lamar Jackson. Defensively, they just did not get it done, being completely honest. Neither defense did. Lamar, yeah, 29, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. He didn't get it done quite at the end, but obviously he was a fantastic game. Had a 79-yard touchdown run, insane. Had over 430-something yards. First quarterback ever with a 75-yard touchdown pass and a 75-yard touchdown run, so that's insane. As well as that, he was also able to throw the ball. He was also able to have 439 yards, like I said. Now has 11 games with over 100 yards for a quarterback. Rushing yards for a quarterback, that's the most ever. They didn't really run the ball with anyone else, really. I mean, Kenyon Drake had 6 carries, didn't do anything. Rashad Bateman had a touchdown. Mark Andrews had a very nice game, and that's really it, being completely honest. Isaiah Likely had some big catches in the fourth quarter, that's really it. Marcus Williams, I mean, that's part of the reason they blew the lead, being completely honest with you. He was not playing great free safety. He played up a lot. I don't think he got burned, but I don't know. I don't know what the play design was, a couple miscommunications, but he didn't play great. He had 2 interceptions, but that was really it. Chuck Clark was absolutely horrible, like, just god-awful. Like, it was a travesty. Marlon Humphrey, not good either. Patrick Queen, not good either. Marcus Peters, not good either. The secondary really just it was an absolute dumpster fire. Owe, good game, but again, Tua was just throwing the ball really quick. Justin Houston had their team owns, he was getting pressure left and right in the Other than that, I mean, Kyle Hamilton actually didn't play that bad in the box. He was covering the running backs really well. But other than Kyle Hamilton and the rest of that edge rushing group and the pass rushing, really, the secondary was is burnt toast, and that's kind of what we get from this game. But there's a reason they burnt down. They were down at the end of the game. It was 40-35-40. It was just an absolute travesty for the Ravens defense. Let's get right to the keys to the game recap. Campbell's Dolphins offense RPO to the Ravens, and that's the start of the game. Yep, big plays equals big wins. Yep, and at least attempt to run the ball. They did that. Tua has to deliver under pressure. Literally, he did. Offensively, I'll give him a 5x plus. You might be asking why am I not giving him a 10x plus? Because they only scored 4 points to start the game. It was an absolute blowout. But obviously, they came back and played super well. I'll give him a 10x plus. That's measured, obviously. 10 pluses, obviously. They played absolutely fantastic. I'm just being a little generous here, but I don't think they played great the whole game. But obviously, that fourth quarter was insane. Let's get for the Dolphins defense up pressure on 70% of Lamar Jackson. Actually, probably got that, but Joe Baker did not spy Lamar. Stuff the run, they did not do that. No big plays bring down the momentum of the whole team. Yeah, they did bring that. They did give him a lot of big plays. Defensively, I'll give him a 5 minuses. I don't think they played awful. Being completely honest with you, but in the fourth quarter, I guess they stepped up. I'll give them that. I'll give them 3 minuses, but they absolutely did not play good. Let's get to the Ravens. Campbell's Ravens squad, really well, 30 miles carries, no line slid on the books, they did that, and of course, Lamar has to find a way to beat that free coverage, they did that. Offensively, I'll give them 3 pluses. The only reason because they didn't score, like, in the fourth, they really did, they scored 3 points in the fourth quarter, it was 28-3, like, I don't even know what else to say, like, that just cannot happen. Ravens defense, though, obviously getting, 10 times minus, like, they were not good. I want to give them 5 times minus, but you can't give up 28 points in the fourth quarter in that many yards. Like, that just can't happen if you want to win a game. They were horrible. Like, I can't even say anything else. Like, that was horrible. Like, obviously, you give up 28 points in the fourth quarter, you're gonna lose. Like, that's just how it works. Unless you're up like 50-something to 0, which they were not. And yeah, that's the reason you lost the game. The offense could not score at the points they needed to, and the defense just was awful. Just an absolute travesty. Let's get to the next game.
Better than 67,000 here at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland as we get you set for this AFC.
First round selections made by Joe Douglas and the Jets last April. Flacco, near side, it's caught. Wilson, touchdown. Nick Chubb. Chubb breaking tackles, and Chubb in for the Browns, touchdown.
Our meetings, he's really special in the fourth quarter.
And the Jets offensive line holding up well there. Flacco wide open. It's Davis. Davis waltzes in for the touchdown. Unbelievable. struggle. He goes near side of the field. Who's got it? It's still loose.
I think
And the
Jets
Jets.
got it.
Flacco over the middle. It's caught. Touchdown. Gallup. York hit a 65-yarder today during warm-ups. Brissett's pass intercepted. It's picked off. Ashton Davis.
And if you can believe it, yeah, the Jets, they won a game. 31-30 was the final. They go to 1-1, Browns go to 1-1. That is the worst for, that is just really bad. The Browns blew that game, obviously. The Jets were down about 17-30, 37-70. It should have been 31-31 going to overtime, but that obviously didn't happen because the Browns kicker, who was it? Jay York, I think? Yeah, he botched that extra point. That was really bad. It's just not good. But obviously, they ended up losing, but, the onside kick, the blown coverage is really the reason they lost. Joe Flacco, I mean, a lot of those blown coverage, he missed some big passes, but overall, he threw 4 touchdowns and 307 yards, and like, he was really 26-44, obviously, too. Like I said, he missed some big plays, and like, botch coverage was kind of inflating these stats, but he threw 4 touchdowns. You can't really complain about that. Running the football, they were pretty good. Michael Carter could not find much space. Breece Hall could because he's more of a power runner. That's literally the only reason. Garrett Wilson had a great game, 8 for 102, 2 touchdowns. One thing I had to say about him, he could have got deep more, and he didn't because those corners were just not playing well. Corey Davis, of course, had that big long touchdown on the botch coverage. Other than that, did absolutely nothing. Elijah Moore, it's a quiet game. Tyler Conklin, solid game. Michael Carter had some big catches out of the backfield. Breece Hall, of course, had that touchdown. Defensively, I mean, they played okay, I guess. LaMarcus Joyner, Quan Alexander both had some bad penalties, but other than that, they were fine. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed actually got burned a little bit, but honestly, they didn't play that bad. Sean Rankins was fine. Quincy Williams really stunk, and CJ Mosley was fine. Really, other than that, I don't think anyone played that well. Of course, Ashton Davis had that big clinching interception, but, like, that's really it. Carl Last finally got the pressure on the quarterback for the first time in a while. Then we go to the Browns side. That's Kobe Brissett. He was pretty darn accurate, but, like, again, that's kind of what you expect. Like, he's going to be really accurate. I mean, maybe not always, but he'll be pretty accurate. 22-27, obviously really good. 229 yards to He forced the ball at the end of the game. That's the reason they lost, but obviously he could have done more. Running football, they dominated again. Kareem Hunt, of course, had one really weird run. Amari Cooper, very good game, 9-for-1 touchdown, and that's really it. Like, no one else did much. JLK, very good game. I mean, out of the backfield, he had that one bad play, but that's really have to say about that. Grant Delpit was bad. John Johnson, not great. Greg Newsome wasn't actually the worst. He actually did well. Martin Emerson, not great. Another guy, Anthony Walker, just could not control those gaps. J.D. McConnell had a big sack. Miles Garrett had a sack, and that's kind of all you got from those guys. Denzel Ward was just an absolute travesty. He had his worst game I've seen him from a long time. That really botched the coverage. He just did not look good. Yeah, let's get right to the keys of the game. Kansas City Dolphins did run the ball with both Michael Carter and Breece Hall 10 plus times. They didn't get quite to that, but they ran the ball pretty well. Joe Flacco was efficient, so he got 7% plus. Yep, you got that. Compensate for the completed run blocking. Yeah, Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson need to run better in routes. I mean, Garrett Wilson did, but like, he just didn't get deep enough, I think. But overall, I'll give them 3 pluses. Obviously, they didn't really show up for most of the game, but they showed up in the fourth quarter, and that's kind of what it mattered. Jets defense just don't give them 400 rushing yards. Honestly, I think they played well. They came through the end. I'll give them 3 pluses. Well, let's get to the Browns. So the Browns out run the ball for 200 yards. They got that. No turnovers. Yeah, I did 1 turnover. Toby Wright should take some shots. He did. Pretty good. Honestly, offensively, I'll give them an underscore. I think they played okay. That's really it. Browns defense pressure. Flacco 5 plus sacks. Close. They didn't close that. 130 rushing yards. Actually, probably like that. No big run plays after the catch in the Jets offense. Shows the same drives. Yeah, they did that, but they gave up a lot of big plays, not just run after the catch. They just gave up big plays in general. I gotta give them a minus. I don't think they actually played that bad. The reason they lost this game was really because of their special teams. But defensively, they just had a lot of blown coverages. I don't think it's that bad because they really didn't actually play too bad, being really honest with you. But they just didn't get it done at the end of the game. Let's get to the next game, though.
Well, the AFC South is up for grabs, and Trevor Lawrence knows that. We'll have the kick between the Jags and the Colts coming up next.
There is Matt Ryan, that is, the Falcons.
The football in the hands of Matt Ryan to go down there and get a victory for him, and he doesn't pull it off.
There's a change. I like it. We're busting chops on this Sunday. Away we go with
Ryan to throw. Pressure's coming. Throws to the far sideline. It's intercepted. He's inside the 30, inside the 20, middle of the field. One man to beat. He goes. Touchdown, Jaguars. The ball's deflected, and it's intercepted by the Jaguars. And dropping back to pass. Lofts it to the near side. It's intercepted.
the Colts can't win in Jacksonville. I'll put it that way. Offensively, it was an absolute travesty. 0-1-1 they go to. The Jags go to 1-1 though. They won 24-0. Matt Ryan was absolutely horrible. Like, they moved the football, but they were just god awful in the red zone. 16 of 31, 95, 3 interceptions for Matt Ryan. If they beat the Chiefs next week, you know what? I wouldn't be that surprised because they were an absolute travesty on offense again. Jonathan Taylor got 9 carries. That just that cannot happen. If he gets 15, I guess that's really actually what you want to get him. Like, I don't think you should give any more because you don't want to drive him into the ground. But 9 carries is not enough. Ashton Dolan, very good game for what you expect from him, and that's really it. Like, other guys just did not step up. Like, Paris Campbell, like, he sucked. I'm just meekly honest with you. Could not get open for his life. Just couldn't. Of course, they didn't have a receiver. You could say that. But obviously, Paris Campbell, he's just bad. Bobby Okereke, 9 tackles. He was pretty good. Zaire Franklin just could not cover for his life, but he didn't really miss any tackles. Stephon Gilmore, he played okay. I didn't really see much of him. Kenny Moore played and looked pretty good, but like he was hurt. Could say that. But Grover Stewart, Forrest Buckner really stuffed the run at points, but honestly, they could have played better. Brandon Face and Nick Cross both played well in the back end, but that's just really it for this defense. They didn't really play that bad, didn't really play that great either. Like I said, their offense, an absolute travesty. Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence plays against every week. They're probably going to win every game because he was very, very good and just didn't throw the ball deep much, but he had some incredible throws. James Robinson, that's kind of the numbers you expect from him when he plays the Colts because, again, their run defense is really good. But, yeah, they couldn't run the ball, but James Robinson, like, other than that one 37-yard touchdown, let's see. He had, like, 27 yards on 22 carries. Yeah, 22 for 27, and that's just not good. Other than that touchdown. Christian Kirk, pretty good game, had 2 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 7 catches, 46 yards. That's really didn't watch much of him at all. Other than that, didn't really watch many of these guys. Defensively, they all played well, obviously. But Josh Allen had his best game I've seen in a while. Trayvon Walker, honestly, the only guy who I don't think played that well. Other than that, like, obviously, everyone on this defense played well. I don't think anyone played, like, better than all the other guys. Like, Tyson Campbell was locked down. But other than that, I really think everyone played well. Let's get right to the keys of the game, though. You know what? I'm not going to... So, it's Colts, obviously, they didn't do anything I asked them to. But they moved the football. So, I can't give them an absolute, 10 minuses. You get 10 minuses, you didn't move the football, and you got shut out. Let me put it that way. And if you scored, it's like, it was not good. Obviously, it was not... It was travesty, but... I'll give them 7 minuses, but that was awful. Colts defense without Shaquille Leonard another week. Okereke needs to play at a high level pass coverage, did not. Cover Etienne out of the backfield using 2 level zone. Yup. Stack the box for interior situations. Don't be afraid to. Yup. They honestly defensively, I can't give them a plus. I actually think they played okay. Passing wise, they just didn't make a lot of plays. They gave up a lot of open plays, but they actually weren't bad. Jags offense, the tackles, yeah, they were honestly okay again, but I'll give them a plus because, again, like, Trevor Lawrence looked good. Jags defense just shut down JT. They didn't do that, but they were absolutely fantastic. 10 plus. Yeah, you could say, they moved the football against them. Here's the difference. They actually forced turnovers. Like, if you do that, I'll give you 10 pluses. Like, I don't care if they move the football on you. If you don't give a point, like, you can't do much better than that. Like, you literally cannot. Unless they scored points, which they didn't do. And, like, if they scored, like, 3 touchdowns, I might give them 15, which is absolutely insane. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and just so you know, all these, like, pluses, they don't really mean anything. It's just, I like to do them. Yeah, let's get to the next game, though. For the Jags offense, I gave them a plus because, again, Trevor looked good. They really didn't run the ball well, but, like I said, they played decent, and Trevor played good. So, yeah. The defense, obviously, you could say they let the Colts move the ball on them, but the fact they had 3 interceptions and they shut them out, like, you can't do much better than that. Obviously, they scored. Maybe I'd give them 15, but 15's, like, out of the church. And obviously, this doesn't really mean anything, but it's obvious just to show, like, how good it was. They got 10 times good. So, basically, that's insane. Let's get to the next game, though.
Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions get set to host Carson Wentz.
3rd down and 3. Lions must get to the 30. As Goff fires, St. Brown wide open across midfield. One man to beat, it's Forrest. Start from the 43. Here's Swift. And Swift breaks free inside the 30. 2nd down and 8. Wentz in the end zone. Taken down, lost the football.
Goff steps to his right, throws, end zone, touchdown. Wentz looking, throws, from the 25-yard line. Some trickery from the Lions as St. Brown takes it down. Pass caught by Swift, and Swift will take it all the way for a Lions score. The play fake, Goff to the end zone, touchdown.
All right. Next recap, we've got the Lions who went into who played Washington, and they won 36-27. It was a pretty good game. Of course, the Lions go to 1-1 after their frustrating week-long loss. 1-1 the homestand to start the year. Washington goes to 1-1 with that loss. Basically, they're down 22-0. They tried to make a comeback. It kind of just their defense just was not good. Put it that way, they were not good. Commanders, Carson Wentz had a bad intercept. Well, yeah, it was a high throw, sloppy footwork. It was bad release. All like his mechanics broke down there. But other than that, 30-46, 37, 3 touchdowns. He was pretty darn good playing from behind. They couldn't run the football. Curtis Samuel, very good game. Jahan Dotson, I mean, he was decent. Was a little inconsistent. Terry McLaurin, just flat out didn't get open. Logan Thomas, I think, had a pretty good game for like how many times he got targeted, which was only 3 times. Jaden McKissick, good out of the backfield. Defensively, Derek Forrest, which was an absolute burnt piece of toast, being completely honest with you. He made some big tackles, saving touchdowns. Really, burnt piece of toast, though. Cole Holcomb, awful. Bobby McCain, I mean, he wasn't that bad, actually. Like, he played pretty well, honestly, being honest, completely honest. James Damon's a little bit burnt, but actually didn't play bad. Kendall Fuller, James just said a sack. Kendall Fuller did not play well in the slot, just didn't really stay with his receiver, being completely honest with you. Deron Payne had a sack, that's really all he did. Benjamin St. Just was another big important piece of toast. Montez Sweat has really struggled to start this year. Jason Williams had his first sack of the season for him. And yeah, they had 3 total sacks. They got some pressure on Jared Goff. Lions, though, Jared Goff, 20 of 34, 256, 4 touchdowns. Best game was, as a Lion, you could argue that's his best game since, I don't even know, 2018. Like, dang, he had a very good day, though. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 2 carries for 68 yards, along with 9 catches for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was elite. DeAndre Swift had a very, very good game. Very, very good game. Even though he only had 5 carries. Jamal Williams was good as well. They could basically move the ball however they wanted to. Aiden Hutchinson, big game, 3 sacks. I mean, he was getting pressure left and right, even when he didn't. Will Harris had some big plays. I mean, not Will Harris. Charles Harris had some big plays. Of course, he caused a safety, too. But they got Mike Hughes. I think he actually played pretty well. William Harris played well. He had an interception. Chieva Kuda, I think, is hurt, if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's cramps, which, I mean, if you have cramps, that's because you're not either getting enough water or you're just not in good shape. That's just how it works there. John Komsky had a sack. Really just about it for this game. Let's get right to the keys of the game recap. Okay, for this Commanders offense, I asked if Carson Wentz could throw the ball to the outside numbers like he was able to last week. They would win. He did. They just didn't do it a lot. They kind of got behind. And run the ball, Jaden McKissick out of the gun to blend the play-action game. They did not get to do that enough. Spread the ball out in the early parts of the game to the receivers covering both Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas. They're covering both very well. And look, Terry McLaurin, being completely honest, just didn't have a good game. Offensively, I'll give an underscore because they were able to keep up at points, but again, they just didn't do a lot. I actually think they played pretty well. Carson Wentz had a pretty solid game, but the fact they couldn't run the ball was one of the reasons I got to give them that underscore. The defense, though, can consistent pressure and keep. Jared Goff wasn't that actually comfortable. He just was very good under pressure today. 4 turnovers to make Jared Goff feel like he's overwhelmed. Didn't force any turnovers. Play 6-7 in the box to compensate for the elite offensive line of the Lions. They didn't do that a lot. It didn't really work anyway. Like, that's being my complete judgment there. Defensively, I'll go 3 minuses. I honestly think they could have played worse, but they did not play well. Let's get to the Lions. Kevin's Lions offense, I said DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams at the rusher for over 200 total yards. They didn't do that, but obviously, with those big plays, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, big game for them. Offensively, I don't get why you wouldn't give them 3 pluses. You know what? I'll give them 5 pluses. I'll be nice today. Obviously, they could have done even more, but they were very, very good. Lions with under 200 yards and 20 points in the first half. Absolutely pressure once and force them to make a stupid decision. Yep. Hold up your offensive line to the power of the offense. And yeah, they used a lot of finesse there. And of course, playing with the receivers, they did that very well. Defensively, yeah, they gave some yardage and points, but they knew what they were supposed to do. I'll give them a plus. I think they played pretty well. Let's get to the next game.
Two of the top playmakers in the league on display today. Christian McCaffrey of the Panthers. Saquon Barkley of the Giants.
Returnable for Hubbard.
Ball comes out. Giants got it.
Robbie Anderson nowhere to go. Gets a few. And then surrounded by blue shirts. The ball is out again. The Giants are on it again. Play action. Baker Mayfield into the end zone. Wide open man and a touchdown. DJ Moore. Jones will dump it off to a wide open Daniel Bellinger, whose first catch in the NFL takes him inside the 5. Graham Gano snakes it through and does it against the Panthers. Roll from Jones. He stumbled. He regained his footing. He runs for a first down.
And yup, the Giants are 2-0. They knock off the Panthers 19-16 in what I think was a pretty good game. Panthers, of course, fall to 0-2. That'll hurt them in our power rankings. Mayfield flat out just had no rhythm whatsoever in this game. Like, didn't get anything really going, and that's just really what happened, being honest with you there. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he ran the ball pretty well. He had one big play. Other than that, didn't do a lot. But, yeah, he had a pretty good game. Receiving-wise, no one did anything. Yeah, you can see DJ Moore, yeah, he had a touchdown. That was really all he did. He had one good drive. And that they did, like, no one. Just nothing. And, yeah, Ian Thomas is the worst starting tight end in the NFL. I mean, I liked what I saw from him in week 1, but he was horrendous last week. Frankie Lelou was the only guy actually making consistent tackles. Shaq Thompson, I think, played pretty well, but again, he just wasn't the best in pass coverage. Brian Burns, I mean, he was a beast. Other than that, though, no one did anything special. I mean, J.C. Horn kind of did shut down Kenny Golladay really, really well. But Kenny Galladay's a bum in that sense as well. Matt Ioannidis had a sack. Of course, that's one of the things he's there for, is pass rush specialist up the middle. Then you got the Giants. Daniel Jones, I mean, he was pretty pedestrian, but he got it done. 22 of 34, 176 and a touchdown. Of course, he had that big play to start the game. And, of course, they had 2 forced fumbles defensively, so that's good as well. Saquon, I mean, just wasn't efficient, but I guess he played okay. Receiving-wise, I mean, Daniel Bellinger had a touchdown. But other than that, I mean, Richard James and Sterling Shepard were pretty serviceable. That was really it. But, again, Daniel Jones had that big run for that first down in the game. I don't care. He had, like, 9 carries for 5 yards, whatever the heck it was before that. Defensively, Julian Love, I mean, he played absolutely fantastic. That's the best game I've seen from him in a while. Coverage-wise, scores nitpicks, but he played his best game in a while. Good job, Julian Love. Xavier McKinney and Dane Belton, I think, actually played pretty well. Other than that, the defense played overall really well. Shane Jimenez finally got pressure. Like, he really hasn't done that in a while. Let's get right to the keys to the game recap, though. Panthers offense, take Xavier McKinney out of the game, just not throw to him. I mean, they kind of did that, it just didn't work well. Baker can't make nuclear plays. He didn't have any of those bad plays. CMC was pretty efficient, but again, he had that big run. A bomb to Robbie Anderson would be nice. They didn't really target him much, and of course, some was targets to DJ Moore and with Aaron Rodgers out. They didn't do that enough. Offensively, I'm giving them a minus. I don't think they played well whatsoever. But, again, they didn't make any plays where I'm like, I mean, that was bad. But, like, it was just not good. Panthers defense, 7 men in the box to shut down Saquon. Yep, don't underestimate the Giants' ability to create space for Saquon. They did not underestimate him. Win with speed, yeah, they did win with speed. Blank receivers, yup. Jeremy Chin needs that simple tackles and fly over the field. He didn't have that much of an impact. I think that's one of the reasons they lost. But honestly, I'll give them a plus. They held them to field goals. They didn't give them much room to drive. Defensively, they didn't play that bad, really. Let's get to the Giants, though. For the Giants offense, I asked if Saquon could repeat. He did not, but it doesn't really matter because their O-line was pretty good. Danny Dimes needs to come through in clutch time. I mean, he did. Offensively, I'll give him an underscore. I don't think they played good, but, I mean, well, so I think that's why, but they still won. Daniel Jones came through. That's all you need to know. Giants defense dropped the linebackers and left to, and right to keep Baker from throwing the short dump offs. He didn't really do that. And they're basically that was basically their offense, but clobbered the receivers. They did that pretty well. Defensively, I'll give them a plus. I don't think they actually played that great, but again, the Panthers didn't do a lot, and they just limited yardage. I'll give them a plus. They played pretty well. Let's get to the next game.
It is the NFL on Fox, and what a dandy we have for you here in New Orleans. The home opener for the...
Casey Evans came off, and he just rocked.
He needs some milk.
Lattimore wouldn't be...
There's a fake. Pressure up the middle. Winston, there he goes. Going deep. Down the field. Intercepted. Going deep for the end zone. It's called for the touchdown. Rashad Perriman. Winston dancing, going deep, and that is long and incomplete.
It's Michael Thomas's route.
Winston again, just firing out. It's picked off again. Mike Edwards has it. Edwards looking for the end zone. One man to beat, and Edwards is going to go.
So the summary of this game is after the brawl, the Bucs absolutely dominated the Saints. Before that, the Bucs offense couldn't do anything, and the Saints offense just was turning over the football. Then they just turned it over even more after. Yeah, 2010 was the final. The Bucs under Tom Brady get their first regular season win with him against the Saints. They go to 2-0. The Saints fall to 1-1. But yeah, it was 2010. It wasn't a great game. Tom Brady honestly did not look good. I'll be completely honest. This was not that great. 18 for 34, 190 and a touchdown. Running the ball, could not do that. And no one really made any big plays, but if Mike Evans didn't get tossed, they probably would have won this game by even more. Who knows? Rashad Perriman had a nice touchdown. Other than that, no one did really anything. Defensively, I mean, Carlton Davis was an absolute beast. He made so many tackles. Devin White and Antoine Winfield Jr. You could argue their best games of the season. Jamel Dean had a pick six, I think. Or no, he didn't have a pick six. Mike Edwards had the pick six, but he made a lot of big plays underneath. Very good underneath corner at this point in his career. Shaquille very good in pressure left and right. Levante David very good. They had 5-6 sacks. Defensively they were awesome. But then we go over to the Saints side. Jameis Winston was just not that good. These are garbage time numbers, 3 interceptions. I mean, he was an absolute travesty at times. Yeah, Mark Ingram had 60 yards on 10 carries, 6 yards per carry, but he just fumbled in the red zone, and you can't happen against the Bucs. Chris Olave, yeah, he had some good garbage time catches. Michael Thomas had a good game. Juwan Johnson targeted too much, but he had 4 catches for 40 yards. Other than that, no one really did anything. Pete Warner, I mean, he was pretty good. I don't think he controlled the gaps very well, but again, with Leonard Fournette's vision, not looking, it was a little screwed up, we'll put it that way. Other than that, though, I don't think anyone in this defense really played that bad. Again, Tyrann Mathieu could have played better in that play against the Rashad Perriman touchdown. That was literally it, and that was just a dime, too. I mean, David Onyemata got some pressure, but the only thing I really complain about for his defense is the pressure. Other than that, they played really well. Okay, for this Bucs offense, I asked Tom to throw for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. No, they didn't need any of that. No turnovers. They didn't have to turn over the football. That's probably the reason they won. Honestly, look at their offensive minus. I don't think they played well whatsoever. Defensively, though, I mean, 3 pluses. They could have played better, actually. I think they actually could have. But again, the fact they just 3 interceptions, a pick 6, let's get to the Saints. For the Saints offense, I don't know what to say. They were going to win the game if that brawl didn't happen, but it did. Run the ball for over 150 yards. Alvin Kamara did not play. Jarvis Landry needs to burn the Bucs underneath. He did not do that. And yeah, Jameis needs to, sense of urgency. He did have a sense of urgency. It just didn't really work out that well. Offensively, I mean, they're going to get 3 minuses. I don't think they played the worst game they could have, but it was not good. Saints defense, just do what you do. Stop running, crush Tom. They didn't really crush Tom. That's one of the reasons. I'll go underscore. I think they played okay, but the Bucs offense was not good. That's just the truth. Let's get to the next game.
It's week 2 in the NFL, and we come to you today from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Jones, step, throw, floats in, intercepted by Fitzpatrick. Jones, step, dials up, deep ball. Oh, what a catch! Nelson Aguilar. Jones on a give. The running lane for Harris. He's tripped up, and it is enough.
Pats knock off the Steelers in Pittsburgh. They go to 1-1. Steelers fall to 1-1. This is a national TV game, and yeah, I'll first admit it. Minka Fitzpatrick was, he was good. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Mac Jones, pretty good game. I mean, he was able to push the ball and feel really well. They, of course, that bombed to Nelson Aguilar, but he had a very good game other than that play. Cooper Niners, I think he had the best game. That was that very, very good game for him. Ran the ball well. Offensively, they had a pretty darn good game. I mean, they didn't score a lot of points. They didn't have a ton of yardage, but I think they played well. Defensively, I mean, Miles Bryant was just making huge tackle after huge tackle. And Jalen Mills, very shutdown guy. Jabril Peppers, I mean, he might have been the only other guy where I have anything to really say about. I mean, Matt Judon and Christian Barmore had a sack. And then I didn't really get to watch a lot of these guys because I was focusing so much on that Steelers defense. Steelers offense, but I don't think they played that bad. Mitch Trubisky simply just did not hit the throws downfield. he just did not. And, like, he missed some of those reads as well. Did not have his best game. 21 for 33, 168, one touchdown, on interception. On film, he just didn't look good. They didn't run the ball again. That's just not going to happen with how bad their offensive line is. No one really got open deep. That's another thing I got to say. George Pickens had one big catch. That's really it. Pat Mahomes had a nice touchdown. Defensively, I mean, they didn't play bad, but, like, Mika played very, very well. Akel Witherspoon got burned. Very good play by Nelson Aguilar, but he got burned. James Pierre, I think, played pretty well. Other than that, I don't think anyone did anything somewhat special. But, again, Miles Jack had 5 tackles. Robinson had 3. Cameron Hayward had 3. Terrell Edmonds had 3. Alex Smith, 14, the number 1 passer, got shut down. Cameron Sutton, 3 tackles. And Devin Bush actually didn't look. He looked half decent. That's all you really needed. What you want from him at this point. Other than that, though, I don't think there's really much to say for the Steelers defense. They played okay. Let's get right to the keys of the game recap. Okay, for this, what is it called? Patriots offense. I had said 35 plus running stuff. They didn't get that, but Mac Jones quick pass to Kendrick Bourne and Jacoby Myers. Yep. Play action to tight ends. We'll give Mac Jones some cushion to hold the ball longer, I guess so. Take advantage of Micah Patrick's resting tendencies. He kind of just sat back and looked for them to do stuff, and he did exactly that. Offensively, I honestly will give him a plus. I think they played pretty well. In the red zone, they could have been better, but honestly, that's a good game. Patriots defense, 4 sacks, didn't get that. Matt Judon did have, like, 5-6 pressures. Pretty good from him. We'll have to run to the Hurst quarter to show that ain't happening. I mean, they did that. Joe Mills on Deontay Johnson, yup. Defensively, I'll give him 3 pluses. They played very well. Let's get to the Steelers. For the Steelers, 20 plus points and 35 plus minutes of possession. They didn't get that, and it's okay to punt. It's what gets them in a better situation. They did that, though. Mitch needs to help stand drives. Like, did not do that enough. On operating routes, Mitch needs to throw the ball to the sideline to limit the skill of the Pats. Corners, he did that pretty well. Honestly, I don't think they played half bad. Like, I didn't mind us, because, again, they just didn't look great. Steelers even 3 turnovers and 10 plus points. Under 10 points to give them 1. They couldn't exactly get that, but I'll give them a plus. They played pretty well. Let's get to the Falcons and Rams game.
We welcome you to Inglewood, California, where the Los Angeles Rams are back home to take on the Atlanta Falcons.
And pay Aaron Donald, you know, those kind of decisions are really tough.
And it's intercepted, picked off by Michael Walker.
Some of those numbers.
Second down and goal. Mariota on the slant. It's Drake London with the touchdown.
Down here with coverage.
Mariota. Nobody over to the left, throws it right. It is caught and
scores.
And Riley Dixon's punt is blocked. The punt is blocked and a scoop and score. Lorenz Mariota into the end zone. The 2-point try to Drake London. Stafford over the middle. There's Cooper Kupp. Ball is out. The ball loose on the turf. A max scramble for Mariota. Hit as he throws for the end zone. A jump ball intercepted. With the pick.
And as you can see, the Rams knocked out the Falcons 31-27. The Rams were up 28-3 though, and they almost lost this game. They would have won. I guess they bounced back. It was really a wild game. Falcons go 1-2. If the Rams held on to this lead, you could per se, this was a blowout. I'll put it that way. But then the Falcons, I don't know, they came back. I'll put it that way. Marcus Mariota had 2 interceptions, but he played pretty well, and he could have had a 3rd pick 6. That probably would have ended the game. Didn't play particularly well, but I don't think it was the worst game I've seen. They didn't really run the ball that well. Receiving, Drake London was an absolute monster, 8 for 86 in the touchdown. Brian Edwards was absolute garbage. H. Terrell played pretty good, just did well, but didn't do enough in the red zone. Michael Walker had a pick. That's really all I saw from him. Defensively, it was not that great. Casey Weber had a nice pick in the end zone, too. Honor the kid, he had some pressure. Ogundenji also had a sack. For the Rams, though, I mean, Matt Stafford had 2 bad interceptions. Like, other than that, 3 touchdowns, 272 yards, 27-36 as well. I think the Rams need to run the ball more because, completely honest, Cam Akers is not the Rams running back in the future. And, of course, Brandon Powell had that safety play as well. That's what you see, that number here. Darrell Henderson ran just down. He's a downfield runner. Cam Akers just simply isn't. The Rams need that for their offense with that very good zone blocking scheme. Cooper Kupp, I mean, he had a fumble, but other than that, he was pretty darn good. And I think they need to target him downfield more because no offense to Allen Robinson, he's the best route runner in the NFL. I think he's even better than Devontae Adams. 11 for 108, 2 touchdowns, so pretty darn good. He's got to get him downfield more. Tyler Higbee, 7 for 71, another good game from him. Allen Robinson got targeted a little more, just got to see more from that. And defensively, Justin Hollins had a sack. Jacoby Durant had a sack. Aaron Donald didn't do a lot. He got some pressure, though. He didn't do a ton. Quiet game. Jalen Ramsey got skied. Brian Edwards. But other than that, again, Jacoby Durant, like I said, had a big interception, had a big game. Bobby Wagner had a sack on the opening grab, but for Jalen Ramsey, he had 2 bad plays. He got called for PI against Ole Miss Zacchaeus, kind of beat him, being not completely honest. And then, as well as that, I forgot who had that touchdown. I don't think it was Drake London. It was, Ole Miss Zacchaeus. He had a touchdown in Ramsey's zone. I think it was another miscommunication. They got to shore that up, though. That's really it, though. There weren't much punts. Really, there were no punts. Like, of course, the Falcons blocked kick as well. The Rams punting unit got to be better. But yeah, let's get right to the keys to the game recap. Okay, for this Falcons offense, I said run the ball like you did last week. They didn't do that. Marcus needs to be able to extend plays with his legs, definitely. Quick throws would help as well. They did that as well. Honestly, offensively, I'll give them a plus just for the fact they came back with that resiliency. But that was really it. Falcons defense blew up the run and pressure Stafford. 4 rushes consistently defensively. They came through in the third quarter, but they didn't really play well whatsoever. 3 minuses. I mean, they limited big plays. I think, you know what? I'll give them a minus for that. They limited big plays. The Rams didn't absolutely destroy them, but they did not play well. And that's kind of what you expect from them, though. I think that was a pretty decent game from them. 200 rushing yards, 5 carries. They just didn't do that enough. The O-line needs to pick up stunts better. Did that. The zone blocking needs to contain the edge rushers. Did that well. 10 plus targets on Robinson. Didn't get that done. One of the reasons I think the Rams might have lost. Yeah, he is good. I'll give them an underscore. I think they played okay, but they definitely could have played better. Rams defense spreads the quarters and give Marcus Mariota the intermediate depth of the field to force him to make tough hard throws. He made some of them, didn't make all of them. One for he needs to finish, dunk it, just get pressure. I mean, he did that, I guess. Didn't do, I don't know. I think his defense will give him an underscore. They played okay, but like I expected a little more from them. Let's get to the next game. Okay, for this Rams offense, 200 plus rushing yards on 5 plus yards per carry. They didn't get that done. The O-line needs to pick up stunts better. Zone blocking needs to contain the edge. They did that. 10 plus targets down Robinson. He's good. They didn't get that done. Offensively, I'll give them an underscore. I think they played okay against the Falcons defense. You expect them to do more, but it was a bounce-back game. Press the corners to give Marcus Mariota the intermediate depth to force him to make hard throws. He made some of them, but he missed a lot of them. Leonard Floyd needs to finish. Just get pressure. He didn't really do much, being completely honest with you. But for this defense, I'll give him an underscore again. I mean, they were pretty okay. They didn't do much, but again, against Falcons offense, that isn't supposed to be that good. Guess they got the job done. Let's get to the next game.
Trey Lance, the youth of this young man who is taking over for his 4th NFL start for the 49ers against the 10-year veteran Geno Smith, coming off a Monday night win in the opener.
Here he is trying to make a man miss in space, and Taylor, and does, and has the first down. And Deebo Samuel. They're going to go with Trey Lance on this play as he kept it and absorbed quite the hit. We're just going to show this to you so you understand what happened to Lance. Kind of got full off the play fake. Garoppolo, he's got a tight end. It is Ross Dwelly, and Ross Dwelly lunging in for the touchdown. Walker with the read, gives it to Dallas. Dallas throws and is picked off by 20, and it's blocked. That's a live ball into the hands of Mike Jackson. And he gets past Wisnowski. Tariq Woolen comes up.
Okay, for the Seahawks and 49ers game. 49ers came out 27-7, of course. Big story from this game. Trey Lance is out for the season with I think it was like some ankle injury. It was not good, obviously. But Jimmy Garoppolo is now their quarterback again. I feel really bad for Trey, I'll be completely honest with you. Of course, he had a bad week 1, but you never want to see that. Seahawks fall to 1-1. Niners go to 1-1. I think they're actually first in the division, too. Geno Smith, 24 of 30, 197 interception. Like, he wasn't that bad, but wasn't great. Again, high efficiency, just doesn't get the ball downfield. They didn't run the ball enough, and they just didn't do it well either. And a crappy debut for Kenneth Walker. DK Metcalf, I think he had a huge catch, and that might have been Tyler Lockett. I really forgot. Taylor Lockett had a very good game, though. Other than that, DK Metcalf kind of got, like, triple teamed, but other than that, it was, like, whatever. Jordan Hicks, Brooks, I mean, some games he just has a lot of tackles and doesn't play that well. And then other games he looks really well. I think it's the game he just had a lot of tackles. Al Woods, big man up the middle. A very good game for him. Quandre Diggs, I mean, he made a lot of tackles he should not have had to make, but he did. Boyo Mafe, great game. That's what I like to see from him. Channel Noel, who did think on the pressure, and Darrell Taylor got absolutely dogged by Trent Williams. I'll put it that way. And then on the Niners side, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is very efficient when he's on the field. He took some shots I don't think he should have. Ken Trey Lance didn't play most of the game. And he had 3 rushes for 13 yards. But Jimmy Garoppolo had a touchdown run on a QB sneak. Kyle Juszczyk also had a nice touchdown. Other than that, they ran the ball really well, though. Of course, Tyron Davis-Price just didn't hit any of the holes he was supposed to. Receiving-wise, I mean, Russ really had a big catch for a nice touchdown. Other than that, no one really did a lot. Of course, Deebo Samuel had that huge run as well. Dre Greenlaw, 6 tackles, played pretty well. Tunga Funga actually played very well in coverage, made some big tackles. Travarius Ward had a nice interception. Nick Bosa got a lot of pressure. Tisha gets on an interception. Javon Kinlaw, yeah, he only had one tackle, but he had a lot of penetration and a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Good game for him. That's really all I got for this game, though. Let's get right to the keys to the game recap, though. For this Seahawks offense, 10 plus yards runs to null, and of course keep the efficiency in the passing game. They got that done. Offensively, they scored 7 points. I'm gonna give them 3 minuses. They didn't play well whatsoever, and they of course they had awful interception in the red zone. Seahawks defense without Jamal, the corners need to be able to play man-to-man. Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk. I don't think Juwan Jennings did anything. Defensively, though, I honestly will give them an underscore. I think they played pretty okay. I mean, they didn't do much, but I guess they played okay. Let's get the 49ers. Okay, for the 49ers offense, they ran the ball really well. Deebo and Kittle, 20 plus total targets, touches. I mean, Kittle played and Trey Lance got knocked out of the game. Didn't play, and Trey Lance got knocked out for the season. So, in all facets, I'll give them a plus. They played pretty well with all that chaos going on, but I guess they played okay. 49ers defense obliterate Smith and Geno Smith and contain Lockett and Metcalf. They did that pretty well. Defensively, I'll give them 3 pluses. I mean, your whole team 7 points. You should get some props. They played really well. Let's get to the next game.
Great scene in Denver for Russell Wilson's first home game.
And fires over the middle. Sutton makes the catch in traffic, but then had it taken away. Christian Kirksey has it. Wilson has time. Looking deep. Has a man wide open. It's Sutton. Play fake. Wilson taking a shot deep for his tight end. And what a catch! Mills fires incomplete. Looking for Nico Collins.
Okay, yeah, the Broncos won 69, and they go to 1-1. The Texans are all 1-1. This was a bad game, like a really bad game. Like I watched it, it was not good. It was not good football. And Nathaniel Hackett is a bad coach. I mean, you can say inexperienced. I think he'll get a lot better, but he's been looked horrible. I mean, Davis Mills was not that accurate, but I guess he threw the ball downfield enough. David Pierce was very good though, very very good. Nico Collins has a big catch. Brandon Cooks just did not do enough. Along with this, there really wasn't much open. Chris Moore didn't get enough targets. Defensively, Derek Stingley Jr. got hurt, I think, but he was pretty good. Jonathan Owens had a very good game. Christian Kirksey, solid game, but in the red zone again, Rasheem Green was just clutch. Jonathan Greenard had a big sack. Other than that, though, I mean, Roy Lopez didn't really do much. Didn't get a lot of penetration, but I guess this defense played okay. It was really just the fact that the Broncos don't have a head coach. Russell Wilson was awful. I mean, he was really bad. He had one big play to Cortland Sutton on a nice touchdown. That was really it. They ran the ball really well, but they didn't do enough, obviously. I mean, if they're going to win games, they're going to have to run the football like this, and Russ just has to be a lot more accurate, get a lot more decisive, and needs to push the ball downfield more. Cortland, but his default, yeah, it's beautiful, but again, the trajectories, they're good, but they're just not, they're a little off kilter right now. Cortland Sutton, again, had a very big game. Other than that, no one did absolutely nothing. I mean, Kendall Henry had a big catch. That was really it. Jerry Jeudy got hurt. Of course, Patrick Stain got hurt even when he was in the game, though. He was not looking good. Randy Gregory had his first sack of the season, I think. Draymond Jones had 2 big sacks. Other than that, his defense didn't really have to do much. Demarion Mathis, I think. No, it's not him. It's Phildarian Mathis out for the season. Damari Mathis was very good. Jonas Griffith, I think he played well. K'Wan Williams, not great. Kareem Jackson, not great. But again, without Justin Simmons, his defense won't be the same. They played well, holding 3 field goals, though. So the Texans offense, I said take shots. Brandon Cooks off the run game, but he didn't really do that a lot. Davis Mills needs to use the screens as a way to take the pressure off the short passing game. They did some screens. I don't think they did enough. Offensively, I'll give them a minus. I don't think they played good, well whatsoever, but I don't think they played bad either. Like, it just wasn't a good game for them. Pressure was under 50% red zone efficiency for their defense. 2 was turnovers and under 25 minutes possession time. Defensively, I don't think they actually played that great, being completely honest with you, but they didn't play bad because they only get 16 points this offense. Give them props. I'll give them a plus. They played pretty well. Let's go to the Broncos. So I'll give the Broncos offense a little bit of a excuse. Their offense was dog crap on Sunday, but I'll give them 3 minuses instead of 5 because they pulled it through, I guess. Broncos defense, though, I mean, they got some pressure. Patriots, he was pretty physical until he got hurt. But defensively, I don't think they did anything special, but I'll give them a plus because they gave up 3 field goals, no touchdowns. Let's just get to the next game. That game was an absolute travesty.
This is Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders will do battle. Quick pass, touchdown, Davante Adams.
Just Waller just split out. They got to love this matchup.
Lobbing it for Waller in the end zone, touchdown. And here's Murray, shakes one tackle, throwing downfield, it is intercepted. With time, throws this side, touchdown. Ball, and gets the touchdown. Murray, on the move, trying to spin away from trouble, and Max Crosby can't hold him. Still on the move, Murray throwing, and stepping up, gonna run for it, gonna make the end zone for the touchdown. Directing traffic to the end zone, diving, and the catch is made! A.J. Green! Second and 10, quick pass outside, and that is complete. That is Moreau, and Moreau fighting for yardage. The ball is loose again! Picked up by the Cardinals! This is Byron Murphy to the end zone for the touchdown and the win!
And what a throw this one was. OT throw for sure. 29-23. Cardinals final in overtime. Of course, the scoop and score to end the game by Byron Murphy Jr. Cardinals go to 1-1 and play the Rams next week for what we presume might be the lead for the division. I don't know for sure. Raiders fall 0-2 though. They're in a little bit of trouble. Kyler Murray, I mean, he was pretty good. He really came out of the fourth quarter, had a bad interception, but he had a game, I'll put it that way. Kyler Murray had that big 2-point conversion run rate, 20.1 seconds. That was the play of the day. Had another touchdown on as well. Darrell Williams, pretty good on the ground. They came through in the fourth quarter, though. Zach Ertz had his best game as a Cardinal, in my opinion. Other than that 2-touchdown game, I think, against the Seahawks back in Week 11 of last year. Other than that, though, no one did a lot. I mean, Marquise Brown had some catches, but that was really it. Defensively, no one actually played that great, but J.J. Watt had a big sack, and Jalen Thompson was out of this world in the fourth quarter. Of course, Byron Murphy pretty well, but again, he did his job against Davante Adams. Derek Carr, yeah, pretty solid numbers, but he didn't really do much at all. They didn't run the ball well. That's a little concerning. Davante Adams, what the heck was that? That's just all I'll say. Defensively, I mean, that was a collapse. I don't know what to say. In the first half, they were shutting him out. Looked like it was gonna be a shutout, like a repeat. Oh my God! But like they couldn't get any pressure after the beginning of the third quarter. It was bad. It was really bad. Okay, let's just get to the keys to the game recap though. Yeah, but for this Cardinals offense, I said score on the first drive of the game, did not get that done. Then start by running the ball to work, slow down the Raiders defense. They actually ran the ball pretty well in the first half. Kyler needs to get his legs through, and along with his homework, it actually paying off. I mean, I think he studied the defense because they obviously could not get pressure on him in that second half. Offensively, I'll actually give them 3 pluses for their resiliency, and they played pretty well other than that, other than the first half. But defensively, I mean, Marcus Golden didn't really do much at all, but Byron Murphy was absolutely elite, and Budda Baker and Isaiah Simmons both got it done. But the thing is, I don't think this defense played perfect. I'll give them a plus. I think they played, I'll give them 3 pluses because came through in the third quarter, they shut down Davante Adams. Let's get to the Raiders. So for this Raiders offense, consistently throw the ball to Darren Waller and Davante Adams. Nope, Hunter Renfrow has to be able, Hunter Renfrow is bad. Derek Carr has to actually get open. Convince him he's actually open. Offensively, I'll give them a minus because they were pretty good in the first half, but again, they just collapsed. Well, that actually isn't the right place to put it. It's down here. Raiders defense, be aggressive when they're down, limit big plays and incompletion turnovers. I'll actually give them a minus as well. I'll give them 3 minuses because their pass was just so bad in the second half. But first half-wise, they were playing a masterpiece. But after that, it just was not that good. It was, again, an absolute travesty. Let's get to the next game.
Week 2 of the NFL season, the defending AFC champion Bengals, the defending NFC East champion Dallas Cowboys.
As Rush looks to the end zone, tosses it, and it's caught by Noah Brown for the touchdown. They toss it. Pollard finds an opening. Pollard inside the 20, and Pollard down. Is he across? Touchdown. Then at his last possession, here's the 2nd and 6. Pressure. Ball's out. Ball's on the ground. Adamitis, the new long snapper. Everything works. Here's Burrow looking for a second option. Sliding. Signals. Throws. Higgins. Touchdown. Quickly. Looking right. Looking down the middle. And it's caught. There it is on the way. Maher's kick. It's good. Cowboys win it.
Okay, this Bengals and Cowboys game. Cowboys came out there 2017 with a game-winning field goal. Same thing they did last year. Same game, same time, blah, 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 but except they were home. Bengals fought 0-2. They've been very disappointed to start this year. 2 close losses, though. Cowboys, I mean, they bounced back. Joe Burrow, I mean, he was pretty decent. They just didn't really do a lot, especially in the first half. Joe Mixon had 2 good runs. That was really it. T. Higgins, 6 for 71, a touchdown, was the only good receiver. Jamar Chase, he had 5 catches, but none of them were, like, good catches or anything special. Tyler Boyd catching the end zone for 2-point conversion. That was really it. Defensively, I mean, they could not make a tackle for their life. Like, they just could not. Sam Hubbard had a sack, though, really slowed down the pass rush. I mean, Von Bell pretty well, but Jesse Bates just not good enough. And then we go over to the Cowboys side. I mean, Cooper Rush was pretty good, but, like, 19 for 31, 235, and a touchdown. Zeke didn't run the ball efficiently, but he got the yardage he needed to. And Tony Pollard, yeah, he had a touchdown, 9 for 43. It was a lot of lucky plays, like ticky-tack, I'll put it that way. But yeah, he played well. Noah Brown, 5 for 91, touchdown, best game of his career, and obviously CeeDee Lamb had a good game. Defensively, I think they played pretty well. Michael Parsons, of course, had the 2 sacks. He was really the only reason this defense played well. Along with Leighton Vander Esch, he played well, and Trayvon Diggs actually is forming into a corner who can actually cover guys. Other than that, though, I actually think this game was a little overrated. But it was obviously a good game, like very worth a national TV game. Let's get right to the recap for this, though. Bengals offense just don't turn over the ball. They did not turn over the ball. Like, they didn't, but they still didn't win. I'll give them a minus. I don't think they could have played better, but the fact you can't score 3 points in the first half and expect to win. It's hard to win when you score that many points. Unless you're playing a good defensive game, but they did not really. Bengals defense stacked the box, set the edge, and no big plays. They gave a couple big plays, did stack the box. Again, they did not set the edge, though. Defensively, I have to be minus. It was a little disappointing. Let's get to the Cowboys. For this Cowboys offense, 250 plus rushing yards, 5 plus rush touchdowns, and 6 plus yards per carry. I'm a little confused with that, because I don't know how to put it. The offense wasn't great, but they didn't run the football so well. I'll give them a plus, though, because, again, they put up points with a backup quarterback. It's kind of hard to do that. Defensively, though, 3 pluses. They played very well. Again, if they forced a turnover, it would probably be 5, but you can't really complain about that one. Let's get to the Sunday Night Football recap, though.
Nestled in the neighborhood, here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's legendary Lambeau Field. Already from Montgomery. The 3, it's Fields on the edge, to the corner, and in for the touchdown. Go back in, 2nd and 11, just pitch it to the edge, to Aaron Jones, inside the 5 and in the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Massive. From the 9, it's Aaron Jones coming around the edge to the end zone. Jones with a touchdown. 28-yard line. Some fumbled in the backfield, and the Bears fell at first with 7,000 Packers shareholders. Rodgers, deep shot, downfield. Sammy Watkins having a night. Watkins chased by Gary. He escapes the pocket, and you see his athletic ability, but he threw a pick.
And for the Sunday Night Football recap, yeah, the Packers won 27-10. That's really all you need to know. But yeah, the Packers, they will go to 1-1 with that bounce-back win. Bears, kind of a fluke, they go to 1-1 as well. Justin Fields, they didn't throw the ball at all, and he had an interception. That's all you need to know there. Rushing-wise, it was an absolute travesty if you're the Packers. They ran the ball so well. They didn't throw the ball, though. That's the reason they lost. Defensively, I think they played pretty well, but again, they just were on the field. They were on the field a lot. Nick Burrell, 7 tackles, played pretty well. Again, you needed Roquan Smith and Eddie Jackson to step up in terms of making plays, but I don't think they played bad. Coverage-wise, really didn't give many big plays. I mean, the bomb to Sammy Watkins was Jaquan Brisker. He got burned a little bit. He did not have a great game, but I don't think he played bad enough to the point where you're like, yeah. Travis Gibson, Robert Quinn are menacing in the backfield, though. Other than that, this defense played well enough, I think, to win, but it wasn't like that great. Aaron Rodgers, good game, 1930, 25, 234, 2 touchdowns. Other than the bomb, just Sammy Watkins did not throw the ball downfield really at all, but good game for him. Running the ball, they ran the ball well. A.J. Jones, power back numbers. Sammy Watkins threw for 93, of course, with that bomb. Other than that, no one really did a lot in the receiving game, but pretty spread out. Defensively, Allen Lazard, kind of disappointing. He had a touchdown, though. Defensively, though, I mean, he got the job done. Preston Smith is number one pass rusher, two sacks. You could say Dean Lowry was a little, I don't know how to put it. He just didn't look great. Pretty average. Rashawn Gary had another sack. Jair Alexander got back to his normal form. Other than that, no one did actually play that bad on defense. One of the reasons they won. Devontae Campbell had excellent gap control, but again, on the other side, we have Quay Walker. Quay Walker just could not handle those gaps. It's one of the reasons they lost. They gave up so many rushing yards. But overall, I don't think this is the worst game in the world. It was pretty expected Sunday night game. Okay, for this Bears offense, continue to use the backside of the backfield. They didn't really do that. 10-plus rushes, 10-plus rush yard plays, 4-plus big plays. They didn't get that done. Justin Fields didn't get close to 300 yards. I'll give them mines. They ran the ball well. They just couldn't throw the ball. Bears defense, pressure Aaron. Yeah, I guess, and dare the receivers to make big plays. They kind of did that. Defensively, I'll give them an underscore. I think they actually played okay, but again, the Packers are just a better team. And for these Green Bay Mother-loving Packers, target Christian Watson more. I don't think he got a target. Make quick throws and Robert 100-plus receiving yards. Ran the ball really well, give them a plus. They didn't play great, but again, they got it. Packers defense, don't give up 70-plus points and they'll win. I think they actually played okay. You don't give them a plus because they gave up 70 passing yards. But running them, if they got that many rushing yards to another team, they're going to lose. That's just the truth. But overall, that was actually a pretty good game by the Packers. Props to them. Let's get right to the wrap-up, though. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the Week 2 NFL Sunday recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's really it. There were 12 games. They were all very good. Of course, Titans and Bills, Vikings and Eagles already happened in your time, but well, it happened my time too, but I haven't refreshed the screen for this. But either way, guys, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you in the next one.